effort by good effort from Waldo. It's a very difficult matchup to play for Ike.
Yes, making
so
it this
slow.
far though,
Yeah,
it's always a benefit. Doing well here
and
on
that
the
was
scene.
winners,
Yeah.
correct?
And speaking of winners, we got the fun match coming up right
Oh
here.
yeah,
Mr. E is on the scene.
Mr. E
With,
versus
of course,
Mr. Ike.
Mr. Ike, Mr. Rio.
Rio himself.
This is Mr. Huggable. That's what I gotta say.
Big old teddy bear.
Yeah, bro. It was funny. We were walking up, and we walk up. It was Brevard and Gainesville. We faced each other, and like Rogue is like, "Oh hey Waldo," and all of a sudden like Rio comes out of nowhere, and bear hugs Waldo. The Ike brothers. And they're definitely up there with San, probably the 3 best.
Yeah.
I know there's other ones out there, so I don't sleep.
Ryuga plays a bit more Corrin now.
Yes.
Than his Ike, but I know his Ike is still nice.
There's SM, of course. We
Yep.
don't want to count out anybody, so we might be missing somebody, hidden legend, hidden boss. Of course, even in Florida, you know, we have players like Stelios, and I
right.
think another Ike somewhere as well. So it's fun to watch. Even in Gainesville, we saw a few Ikes.
Yeah.
You know, Gainesville's the land of like the RPG characters. I'll tell you that.
Ike kind of reminds me of like Bison in Street Fighter. He's like a real big fundamentals character. Big pressure. When he gets in, he can hold it for a while. But when you get on him, you can also hold it for a while. So it's like
Yeah.
very volatile. Getting right into this one.
So I was telling Mr. E this earlier. There's actually not a huge presence of Marth in Florida, but now that I think of it, there's not a huge presence of Marth in the metagame right now, except for like one of the best players in the world. So it's very interesting.
Right. I mean, who are the notable Marth players? We have Mr. E. We have MK Leo.
Yeah.
And
There's Pug West, of course. Pug West.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But even then, like there's a huge gap between
that's-
every single one of those.
That's why I'm
people.
laughing, because Pug West is a phenomenal Marth player, but I forgot just because as good as he is, the raw skill gap, and it's not even necessarily from like a character specialist thing. I don't think there's anything that MK Leo can do on Marth that Pug West can't, but the way MK Leo plays the game, like his smarts, his spacing,
Yeah.
his approach.
Look at that. You know, honestly, I was actually talking to Mr. E because, you know, we go back a little bit, and he was telling me how, like, I asked him, what are your aspirations for this year? What is your goal? He said, honestly, I want to get top 10 on the PGR. And then he's like, you know, this is the year of the secondaries. You can't just play one character anymore. You know, he's practicing his Cloud. But honestly, like, I can understand that. You know, we see those very top 5 players, top 10 players, they're throwing out those secondaries, and they're really understanding why they're throwing it out as well. So to have someone like MK Leo kind of paving the way with Cloud Marth metagame, I'd like to see kind of like how Mr. A takes that and makes it his own.
For sure. Yeah, I actually had the pleasure of playing Mr. E at my apartment at after Too Hot to Handle. He rode back with me, and we played for a little bit, and I played his Cloud. And he was telling me about how, to your point, he's like, yeah, man, I don't think solo Marth, like, he's a great character and he could do it, but there's some matchups that are just, like, if you're trying to win, you're trying to win the prize, it's better to just pick up that secondary and make it a little bit easier.
We did see a great way to stifle Rio with his Ike there. Mr. E put himself off stage, knowing he had a huge lead. He put himself right in front of the charging side B, knowing that if he gets hit here, there's no jump, he has to upbeat. So regardless if I get hit and I don't hit him with my forward air, he's going to plummet to his death.
Exactly.
And I even talked to Waldo. He's like, that's how you beat me when I'm trying to recover.
Exactly.
You can mix it up. You can go high. You can go low. But if you get hit, lights out.
Yeah, you know, staying, and that's a really huge concept in general when it comes to, like, you know, edge guarding, is staying between your opponent and the stage. And either hitting them because they can't get between you and the stage, or gathering information on what they're doing to get around you and then reading that for the next exchange.
Yeah. All right, here we go, game 2.
Game 2 on Battlefield.
I will say
Looking
that was.
to use those platforms to extend combos.
I actually gotta say this: Mr. E's playstyle is so incredibly fun to watch because we don't see a lot of this kind of playstyle in Florida. I would say. I don't want to analyze it too much because it might be off on some of it, but it's, you know, bait heavy, great spacing, patience. Look at that, just waiting, finding spot positioning, you know?
Mr. E presses as many buttons as possible.
Yeah, but he does it safely.
But it's smart.
Exactly.
Like he incurs such little risk. So, and a lot of players really aren't good at getting him to like press a button and like being out of the range and then like punishing like, you know, the unactable frames in between, you know, when he presses the button when he can do something else.
Ooh, there we go. I actually do really appreciate that we brought Mr. E out too, because he just feels CFL. I don't know if you feel it, but he's one of those players, man.
Yeah, he's definitely like a very like relaxed guy. You know,
he's a fun guy though,
and a fun one to hang out with, fun to play against too.
Ooh, unfortunate there that Rio was not able to get that punish. A little bit of a fastball there we did see from Mr. E, but still, too bad. But let's see what he can do here.
Looks like Rio's really getting overwhelmed by frame data.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him sort of space a bit further away and see if he can get whiff punishes. He's really trying to like forcibly open him up, and it's this is not working.
I would say still though,
or like reading, like trying to like read like roll-ins, and like it's like the Ike thing. It's like the Ike thing. Like even right there, he was like trying to read a roll. So he has no reason. He has no reason to roll into you.
Yeah, exactly. You have to remember, like, what moment did you force him to play your game?
Yeah.
You know, when you're winning neutral, yeah. So you get that one conversion, then you are playing his game, and it's where Ike really takes it far. But like at this high level, especially when you're saying frame data. What are you going to do? You can't do anything.
Exactly. You know, it's one of those things where it's like that playstyle works really great